Hello, everyone. We had some sound issues, shall we say, earlier. We had some sound issues earlier, so you couldn't hear me. Um, and so I'm thanking everyone for showing up. You've entered into an intuitive gallery. Hang out with me. You'll see and learn something probably you didn't know. Uh, so I've been doing these for about a month now, and if you look on my channel, you'll see lots of different channelings that I'm doing. And if you've entered into one, it's called an intuitive gallery. So what's going to happen is that you're going to ask me some spiritual questions. You're going to see me answer them live. You're going to actually see a gift. Probably exchange a couple of gifts because a lot of people that get here are gifted. Most of the people that are attracted here are gifted. That's the energy and resonating energy I'm sending out to get back. So you'll find a lot of gifted people that are going to be here. What we're going to do is talk about where you are spiritually. Probably give you some new information. Exchange some things. It's an intuitive gallery, so you get a message as well. You get a message as well. This is my offering. This is my offering, meaning this is what I do. This is what comes out of me. This is what I do. I have a website, Lawrence444.com, where you can see more of my work for the last 10 years, my professional work. You'll see all my YouTube videos. So I definitely want you to kind of understand what you've come into. So I want you to understand what you've come into and the good work that we've been doing I've been doing for 20 years, but I've been doing professionally for 10 years. And so what we're going to do is that we're going to open this up because we're going to get this crunk. We're going to get this started now. I'm going to open it up to guests because it's going to be a show. Most likely they have it for 5 minutes. What you do is that you have a question for me. You have a question for me. That's the only thing that I ask you. That's the only thing, a spiritual question. I don't do love questions. It's too long for me to do it. My offering is time. It expires. So you get 5 minutes and it'll exchange. But hang out and you'll probably see more. So I want you guys to kind of understand what's kind of going on, and we'll kick it off. And once we kick it off, you'll learn more. More people will join in. Hey, Jovi, yes. Thank you. Hey. Great. Thanks for like it. Thanks. Everyone share the live too, because you never know what message comes through. You really never know. And I don't know because this is a channeling. So this is not something, I'm not one of those guys that actually knows what's going to happen. It just, as you come in, the spirit comes in, and that's the lesson I teach. That's the lesson that's going to come through. So I don't know what comes through. There are teachers who teach a lesson and it's not connected to their students. Spiritual lessons are always, with me, connected to my students. So whoever shows up is a lesson that's taught, and then I learn how to teach that lesson, or I'm getting an indication that more people need to learn that lesson. So I learn as well as I teach. Because, how is my night? My night is going pretty well. It's going pretty well, Jovi. We're doing really, really well. And I'm kind of ready for more stuff. It's the end of the year, and we're doing cleansings at the end of the year. So I do baths and cleansings. This is the time that you do it. Right after Christmas into New Year. You want to start fresh. You want to start new. There's so many things that you can do. My sessions will be, as they are always, every year-end sessions. So my clients will be booking. Please book with me. I'll probably get busy, so book as soon as you can. The schedule on my website is kind of different than the schedule that I keep for my clients. We do things on a weekly basis. So, and also I'm a healer as well. So we go outside and we finish the healings outside. So just to give you a little background on what I'm offering to you, and this from the experience that I have. This is called a water gallery, and what happens is that I read through the water. So I always have a glass or a bottle of water with me, and I use that to cleanse my gift, but I also use that as an intuitive guide. How can I tried to book me on your page. Jovi, just DM me, and I'll book you half a session because I don't do half hours on that website. So what is a cleansing bath? Okay, so one of my cleansing baths that I do is actually a 2-part. At this time of the year, you need a 2-part bath. So when people tell you they give you a 1-part bath, no. There are certain times of the years that you need a two-part bath, and this New Year's to Christmas is a two-bath bath. The first part of the bath is the cleansing bath, and that's a cleansing bath. That means it's going to clean your aura. It's going to add acid, things that's going to clean. But people don't understand. There is a way that it's not just the bath. It applied to the skin and left for a certain amount of hours. So they don't teach that. I have to teach that with people because there's a certain amount of time the bath must be left on your skin because of what's ingredients in the bath. And you must be in a certain state. And then the second part of the bath for the New Year's bath is once you remove, just like a detox, you have to add in. So the second part of it is to draw in luck, and that's done with a different bath. And so I just delivered some. My clients are asking for them. So if you need them, let me know, DM me. And I'm a shaman, so that means that it's custom made for you. It's not a one shot, one deal. No, it's a custom made deal, and that's why you walk with me. And then you learn to do it yourself. You learn to do it yourself from how you feel when you have one, and how your family grows. And it's necessary in this day and time to be able to manifest. People are manifesting with a dirty tool. They're not showing them the whole thing. So you have a lot of people here talking about manifesting, even in shadow work. They're doing shadow work, but they don't know cleansing. So they don't know how to remove. They consciously remove it, but they don't realize that it leaves residue on their aura. And so I'm a firm believer in people joining different healing modalities together. Like, I'm the one that's going to do the cleansing, the bath. I'm going to do the clearing. That's my thing. There's other people that do another part. And if we all kind of come together, but that's more community healing that we're headed to right now, because it's going to be a lot of people that need healing. But you have a concept of people here that don't understand shamanic healing completely as a community healing. They understand it in their group or their religion, but they don't understand it attached to the land. They don't. It's not. It's attached to their ancestors, but it's not attached to the land. And that's where we are coming in and say, no, it's attached to the land as well. It's attached to the land as well, because you're practicing, but you're not touching the land. And so that would become more community efforts, and community energies will come in, and the healing it wouldn't be against anything. It wouldn't be a fight against anything. It would be something that we are coming together to do in a very healing way. So yes. So what I'm here to do is to show an intuition part, a part of everyone's intuition that everyone has through an element of water. We have a lot of water people here. And by having so many water people here, you tend to have a high increased intuition. You know, people tend to want to be, when you get a lot of water people around, the communication level is easier, but you have to understand that you'll see more. Sometimes we see more into people because there's more water people in the room. And people, again, disconnect that. They're not adding that there are other like spirits in the room with them, magnifying their intuition. They don't do that. And so I make them aware of it. I make them aware. So if you make them aware of it, then they start to understand ceremony. They understand coming together. They understand I'm coming together with people. Yes, it's a Pisces moon, right? Right, tonight, right? So Pisces, I'm speaking about water, right? It's just so perfect. It's a Pisces moon tonight, so we're going to talk about that. So when you're talking about water, which is a cleansing bath, so that it's got kind of all together in the sense of the different effects of water. there are people who have a lot of water in their ancestry. They have it in their sign. They have it, but me being a water shaman, and I'm going to explain that a little bit more. By being a water shaman, it's not so much the water as it is the container that it's in. A lake, a river, a stream. They offer different frequencies. Even though they are water, they offer different frequencies. And people made their living by the current of the water. If it was an ocean, that was a different current. They made their money through the currency of the water of the ocean. If it's a big river, it's a rushing river. They made their money through the currency of the river. If it's a lake, it was a different current. They made their money off the current of the lake. And so when you begin to study the containers of water, the natural containers of water, and how we are humans, we want to believe that we're some, magnificent creature apart from any other creature on the planet, but no, we all have to meet around the watering hole, period. And how we meet around the watering hole will determine the pecking order of the community. And so, how we naturally meet around the watering hole. And so we have many watering holes in the country. We have many places where they have lakes and big rivers, and whole cities are right there. That large body of water is affecting the vibration of that city because it's a community. And so we have to go back and learn those connective nature energies on the planet without a religion or a culture. Just learn it energetically. We thank God, in a sense, for those religions and cultures that kept that within their culture and religion, that information, because we wouldn't even know it even existed. All right, now we're trying to evolve past any type of dogma and get to the hard facts of it. As a community, we need to know. There are many of us who are teaching about the water. The water is coming. The water is here. We are planet. We are a water planet. We think we're land planet and we're water planet. That's why there's so many people who will say ashes to ashes and dust to dust. And I'm like, what about the people who die in the sea? What about the people who died? Their bodies are in the sea. But there's no one saying that. We are a water planet. No one just talks about that. We're everywhere. Let's not step away from what water can do. Let's not step away with what water can. What if the earth is 70%? Why is it called Earth? Right, wait, yeah. The earth is 70% water. Why is it called Earth? Right. Right. Sometimes, you have to, it's inverted. It's inverted, meaning what is up and what is down, and we can go into all of that. But we really just want to figure out how we can build a more loving community through the energy that is already on the planet. We're not, and there are people who will fight the resistance. There are, and I will too. It's not that I won't, I will too. But I'm more interested in the structure of building. I'm more interested in that and dispersing that level of information. Because I know there are a lot of people who have tremendous gifts, spiritual gifts, tremendous spiritual gifts. And I know that they are in places where they can't really use them the best way. And they yearn to use them for a better world. Well, it's here. It's here. It's here. We're here. There are many of us here. We have been doing the work, so social media is kind of new. It's not new to us, but we're just joining because we had to do the work. And what we mean by the work is we had to do the studying. It's not just that we had to study it, you had to experience it to know it. Yes. Okay, good. It says, natives have prophecies about this time. Yes. Yes, good morning. Can I ask you something? Yes, let's see if you can join. Yes, there you go. I invited you, so let's see. Because you'll have to. Yes. So, yeah, natives have prophecies about this time. Yes, yes, yes. There's a difference between natives and indigenous, too. It's a difference. But yes, all the ancients. Yes, all those who kept record. Yes, we are living in that time. It's here. It's here so much that it's almost surreal that it's here. It's almost surreal that this is actually happening, but yet it is. You choose where you want to give your attention to. It never showed on my phone. Okay, wait a minute. Okay. Someone's joining me. Okay. Hey, Jazz, is that you? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can.
Great, 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 great. How are you tonight?
Excellent, excellent. It's I found this. I've been looking for people that have that same spiritual vibe as you, and I thank you for whatever work you've done to get to the place that you're at spiritually. And I can feel that what you're saying, and I appreciate you. And I just want to say that I grew up on the Fort Berthold Indian Reservation in west central North Dakota. My first language was Hiradza. I picked up a little Arikara and I picked up a little Lakota along the way. And along this path, since I was a kid, I heard we have two types of stories. One is called Mashi and one is called Ma'argiwia. Mashi are the sacred stories about this time, about the changes that would happen in the world, and that it was going to metamorphosize this, and that the purification of the earth would happen on Turtle Island. And a lot of natives call this Turtle Island. And they have origin stories about the land itself and where we came from. And I grew up in it. So I went into ceremonies and I was raised around ceremonies with elders. And they really helped me to understand who I was and where we were going as a people. And there's always been people in our community that were holding on to the sacred knowledge, this neshuchuaruchti, this wa'unspi wakan, the sacred knowledge. And as I get older, as I move into the stage of, as Lakota say, wa'oksape, which is wisdom, I want to share with all of my brothers and sisters on Turtle Island what I understand it to be and the beauty of the whole human family and how we're all related to each other. So I just wanted to share that with you. And if you have any questions about anything specific, I'll be here and I'll just listen to you. But if you have questions, I'm here for you.
Well, ask me a question then.
Sure. Um, One of the things my grandmas and different relatives talked about was the gifts of all the other races, um, and the other races all have gifts. The YT people, our black brothers and sisters, our Asian brothers and sisters. What do you know of what they have, of the other gifts of the other people?
Okay, I'll speak
And
of. Go ahead.
yep.
I'll
Oh,
speak
so
of my. I'll speak of my people.
okay.
Okay. Um, my people are water people. See, Turtle Island to us is not so much. It extends past the the mainland. It enters into the Caribbean.
Yes.
Okay. So we have, and I'm glad I get to speak to you, brother, because this exchange rarely happens. When you find two indigenous people of different waters speaking, we're from the Atlantic,
Yes.
right? So we have a different vibration from that. We speak of our land very lovingly and very proud, but we also have a reality upon it. We're connected directly through the land because many of us, not all of us, were brought here because of the land, because of the land. We are Burgundy people. That means that we are black and we are indigenous. society, for many purposes, would not allow that marriage, that definition, to happen. And so many of our traditions that many of the world consider African are not African. They are the remnants of an erasure. And that rhythm, what we bring, and others inside of our community, because our community has, we have many colors inside of us that vibrate at the same rhythm. They're aligned. The Big Father and the Big Mother created us for this country, for a purpose. We serve a purpose spiritually. We stand many times as the walking example of what America could be. Not because of what we're saying, but because of the diversity that lies within our DNA in a short period of time. And so I'm very glad that we get to be, these conversations need to happen often, more often, as I learn from your Lakota people, and I learn from you just by your presence. You don't have to say anything really, because people of the land read the vibration of the land, and we know spirit is leading us. But one of the missions is to join the ocean, is to join the Pacific Ocean people with the Atlantic, with the Gulf people, because it's Turtle Island, but it's sitting in a turtle soup. That's what I mean. We extend past the island, and we crawled out of the water onto Turtle Island. And yes, we are all fond of it. It wasn't discovered, because here's another thing the ancients will tell you. It was there the whole time, but the world was at a low frequency and couldn't see it, and then it fell. And when it fell, it was quote unquote discovered. That's when the world saw it. So yes, yes, there are so much to talk about that, and I hang out with me. And if I have any questions, I definitely am going to hey, I'm going to follow you, and we're going to do this. So, but thank you so much. And, I will definitely talk to you soon.
You're welcome. You mind if I just sit here and listen to you?
Please sit here and listen to me. Definitely. I'm going to come you off the guest because someone else is going to join on. But please just listen to me. That's great. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to get some more people on, because that was great. We got a good exchange there. Macau, I'm sorry I can't get a hold of you, bro. Compton Illuminati, and so yes. Yes. Yeah, that was an amazing exchange, people. That was a very, very awesome exchange. So, there are, right now, let's talk about, because I like to talk about the ancients, and then I like to move into the future, because the future is Ascension. What happened, and I'm going to say this again, what's happening right now is that we're ascending, the planet is ascending. And so that means the frequency of the planet is rising, and as it begins to rise, interesting things happen on the planet, energetically. We're just learning it, but we are learning it through our bodies now. I'm teaching it through the body, because the body is representation of the earth. So through the ascension process, the first things that start to come up are the codes, the 111s, the 444s, the 333s, the 222s. You can feel these codes sort of wrap around you. Right now, with the Pisces moon and the 1212 kicked off a series of, shall we say, awakenings, abrupt awakenings. There are times when you take in a lot. Your download is a lot. Remember, everything is energy right at this point. So the higher, more conscious you are, the more the universe can use your consciousness. And by using your consciousness, it's not using it. You're resonating at a higher frequency, and it's being used to balance the planet. Hello, divinity. How are you?
Fine, how are you?
Good, 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 good. So you finally got it together. We finally got you on here, huh?
Yes, it was not working last time.
Yeah, yeah. I know, I know, I know. So, do you have a question for me?
Well, actually, something led me to you. I don't know what it was, and I actually came on here, and now I actually get numbers to actually, I'm being drawn to you every time you come live. It's really weird. And it's not weird, but it's,
I know what you
but
mean.
yeah, and I'm like, I've learned so much just in the three, that you've been on that I've caught. Um, I've got all that going on. It's been going on for that I can consciously remember 2 years now. And I think it was prior, but I just never was aware or
What was the
noticed.
first ones? What was the first ones that you started to see? Which number you started to see first?
888. Well,
You started to see
two two
888?
twos and 888s was when I really started catching because it was getting really loud. I guess I wasn't noticing it. And then all the fours came, now, and then the tens, the 11s, the ones, all that's happening.
Okay.
I'm I've been doing the vomiting, all that is
You
been
did
going
that. Okay.
on.
Okay. Well,
The only
okay, go ahead.
I was gonna say the only thing that has changed is my dreams. I at first, when it started coming on really heavy, I was having nightmares that literally was waking me up, and I don't know if it was visions or what it was, and I was seeing things, but it actually freaked me out so bad that I was waking up in sweats and screaming. But it was really crazy dreams where I was like trying to save children and was
Okay.
running with them and things
Yeah.
of that nature. And
Were you
whatever.
running like in a forest or something or near a
Yeah.
wooded area or something
Yeah.
like that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was scooping children up and I felt like something was chasing me.
Yeah.
And I was running and I was telling all these children, it was all around me, run.
Yeah.
And that was going on repeatedly. Then all of a sudden, the dreams just stopped. And I've only had like two or three dreams since then in the last 2 years. And I've tried the water by my bed and stuff like that, and it's not working. But I'm
Okay.
getting repeatedly woke up all through the night, though.
Okay. Uh Well, first of all, if you didn't start off at 111 and you started off at like around 888 or 222, you're not generally leading in the same path as others. So, kind of makes sense that you would have a different experience. It makes
Mhm.
sense.
Right.
The 888s are infinities. That means that you're the past life energy. Like your past life is going to be used in this life. Your past life was you saving children. There was something chasing. And it was you saving children. I think the more of it was you saving children as opposed to something chasing you. But yes, you possibly are doing that in some level and are unaware of it or will be doing it on some level. And children represent different things. They don't necessarily represent children. They represent those who cannot defend themselves.
Right.
Okay.
I don't know exactly when the numbers really started happening because and the only time I noticed it was because even when I was using a register at work, some woman actually, and that's what brought the eights to me because she goes, "Whoa, you got the eights. That means something." I went, "What?" And then the next day, everything I rung up all day long was two two twos. And I go, "What's with all the twos?"
Well,
And then boom.
the twos are the dualities. The twos are when the two twos come in. That's probably the vomiting thing because the
Mhm.
two twos will give you. Well, when you see 222, that means you're in a duality. Um, it is also like time for change, but it's almost like spirit. Like you're in two worlds, like you're in the spirit world, but you have a 9 to 5 job, and sometimes they cross over. But you're aware of you're in two worlds. The two
Mhm.
two twos could be the dream. It could affect your sleeping pattern, not just sleeping pattern, your dreaming pattern, because it has to do with duality. meaning one part of you is probably much more active. Your conscious wake state is much more active than your dream state. And they might be trying to balance that off where your dream state needs to be more active, because I'm finding that there's a part of your system when I go into it right now that can be turned down, not off, just down,
Right.
just
Yeah,
down.
meditation is not good. It's
Yeah,
almost like I have a hyperactive brain. It won't stop.
exactly. That's what I'm getting. Like,
But I'm a
okay,
master number 11, and I think that has a
there you
lot
go.
to.
Yeah. You're kind of wired for it, but that's where the Ascension, where we help out with, like, there are certain things that you do to bring yourself down, because we all get hit with it, but you're wired for it. So you're getting hit with more of it. Um, Find a tree. If you go onto one of my videos, you'll see a lot of people with their backs up against the trees.
Hmm.
It has to be something that can take your energy.
Right.
Like it has to be something like a big oak tree that has to take your energy. And are you in Texas? If you're in Texas, let
No,
me know.
I'm in
Okay.
West Virginia.
Well, that makes sense. I'm not going to say why, but that makes sense to me 1,000%. Um, Fine, and it's a great thing that I'm talking to you. Um, find your tree. There's a lot of energy. So you're a mountain woman.
Yep.
So I'm speaking in a whole different way to you now.
Okay.
Like you, we have to put that into that when we're mountain people, we get hit with a lot of energy and it will vibrate through our body. We're used to being in an elevated state. We're used to being up high, and we have up high. Doesn't mean that it's up high, doesn't mean well. It just means an elevated state, you know. Um, it's a lot of energy that you can use to point at. It's within your DNA. You were probably there. It's the mountains that you're from.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go further because in the thing, there's a part of you that is, it protects animals.
Animals are drawn to me.
Yeah. And the wilder they are, the better.
Children as well.
Children as well. The freer they are, the better. So, hang out. You have fairy energy, and you need to look up fairies. You have fairy energy. It's like a forest creature.
I'm seeing 9/11 like every 10 to 15 minutes right now. It has been going on for 3 months heavy.
Well, you're in 9/11. This is what's happening. It's the ending. 9 is an ending. 11 is the new beginning at the same time. So we're in 9/11 times right now,
Okay.
completely. So yeah, that makes sense. And it's almost letting you know, yeah, something's ending and something's beginning at the same time.
Absolutely.
Right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hang out with me and we'll see.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon. Bye. Yes, we have many, many sort of different people that come through. Here's another thing. I'm glad she brought this up. We don't all have the same, we may have all the same, a lot of us may have the same ancestry, but geographically we have different vibrations due to where we were born, and that must be acknowledged. The earth, where the elements of where we were born. If I was born off the beach. I was born on the water. It affects me completely in a very positive way. There are people, but I come from mountain people. So I come from people who live generations on the mountain. And yes, Northern Plains. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Having trouble with my, yeah. So I come from the mountain people. When you come from mountain people, there are certain energies that are attracted to us. Even though we may not be in the mountains, it's in our DNA. And there are certain ways we see. We're going to see the bigger picture all the time. I can always tell mountain people because they are used to seeing things that have nothing in front of their view. So they see the bigger picture. They look at mountains. They look at the sky more. They are community bigger picture people just by the mere fact of where they lived. just by the mere fact of what they saw. So it does affect how you see community depending on where you are. I saw community, through the beach. I saw a lot of my times the community, the watering hole, can you say, if you can say. And we were all beach people, and we were all different cultures, but we all understood that this is where we all came, and we all, ceremonies or whatever we needed to do, but we were water people, and we missed it. We had to have it. And we had it 12. I mean, I was always at the beach. It doesn't matter if it was summertime. It was something that, I'm a water sign and gave birth to 3 girls, all water signs. I love the water, but can't swim. Yes. A lot of water sign. Here's another thing. A lot of water sign people you can notice them because they'll be afraid of the water. It'll be a fear. It's not that they're afraid. We could feel it a lot deeper than the humans. It's like our aquatic DNA gets activated, and we're still in a human body and feeling like a fish or some type of thing. So yes, spiritual aversion. Yes, yes, yes. Big time. I with my Michael's. Yes, yes, yes. So when I deal with water, I'm a Cancer, so I understand all the water signs, and I bring people out to the lake, and they always like, whoa, Lawrence, I can't stand on the dock. I'm like, yeah, yes, you can. And we go through the breathing. And then when we begin to understand that we are affecting the water's responding to us. It's responding to us. It knows its children. The water knows its children. So it will respond to us. It's overwhelming because we're in this sort of encased human experience, but that's how magnificent our soul is. It's how magnificent our being is. The DNA that makes us up is just magnificent, if you allow. Yeah, I love thank you, Dorothy. Well, I love the water, Pisces moon, rising Mercury 12. Yes, yes. And tonight is the Pisces moon. So yesterday was the Aquarius moon. So here these things, water people, and we do them naturally. I don't look at moon charts and things. I just move by the moon and the water, and it just confirms my steps. And I think when you naturally just flow and use astrology or use the signs of the numbers to confirm, that's what they're there for. They're not there for us to follow them. They're there to let us to light the way, but they may not be the path because it's a little bit it's more people. So you have to find your own path within the light. My tribes are river people, and we are the center. Yes, yes, the river people. Yes, the river people, Center of Native Music, right? The river people, movement people. They keep the music, movement people. River people will always move. They will always move, and physically move. They will do things that have movement in it. The river people will also be open to more exchange because of the goods and services that come down the river. River people are not inland people. Inland people depend on river people. They depend on river people. And river people understand the ocean. My tribes are river. Yes, river people understand the oceans. They understand the oceans. Lake people, not so much, but river people know the oceans. And lake people are, depending on how large the lake is, and I'm talking about, a moderate sized lake. Lake people are, they lay down laws, structure, stationary. Yes, yes, you have a culture. Yes, yes. I live in the beach to Compton. I live in the beach in Cali. Yes, yes. You will live off of the water. Water people will, even if we're dragged to the center, like I am, dragged to the center of the country, you will find a lake, or you'll find yourself driving, getting some beach. The vibration and the salt. It's not even just the water. It's the salt in the air that cleanses us as well, too. Like, I can get to the beach and I could feel it like 5 miles away. I could feel the salt in the air, and it's cleansing me. And so there are times when people are going through depression and anxiety, and I'm like, okay, you got to go to the mountains. And they're like, I want to go somewhere. You got to go up high. You got to get to the mountains, or you got to get to the water. What's happening to you is plaque. It's sometimes depression is plaque. It is discordant thoughts hanging on your energetic field. It's just stuck to you, and you need help with it. You know, I think with a lot of indigenous cultures, the basis of it was connection to nature and freedom and flowing and being in complete balance with the laws of the land and the laws of the universe, which would take a lifetime for many people to understand that, because life is happening while they're learning. So it would take a lifetime for many people to do that. And the elders helped us along the way, because it has to be transferred through human experience. The healing and the lesson is transferred through the human experience. And so right now there are I wouldn't say very few of us. We're more scattered in different places because of what's happening on the planet right now. And because there are people who are chosen ones that are going through a very trying time, like we all do. And they're breaking through a sort of like a shell. And they're kind of breaking through a shell, meaning that it's where there's so much light. We're thinking so much love that we break through a shell. We break through a reality. Call it a shell, but it's really like a reality. And we break the reality. We break through the reality of hate by using love. And trust me, it's no easy feat. It's no easy feat. It's, you know, there are times when it's ugly. It's ugly. It's ugly. And that's why we are built in certain ways. And we have certain vast skill sets, because we will be working our own path of love, but also be called to assist other brothers and sisters, and must know them to do that. You must know who they are, because that's a cross of energies. You're not giving your energy, you're combining it for a goal. And that's why the oneness that we're dealing with now is infrastructure, like how to do it. It doesn't mean I don't have all the answers, and I have my own biases. We are aware that we were in a program. We're aware you're in the program. So I'm not going to tell you that I don't have biases. I do. But I speak them out like, yeah, I have a bias there, because this is what, the program did to me. And so now I got to pull that up and pull that out, or just examine it and, move on, because it's like we are all climbing out of a train wreck, and that's the beauty of knowing that everything you learn in your life, the world will be a better place because you've learned it. And not only that, and I'm not just saying that, the gifts that come off, because there's a part of this that is not even dealing with, it's dealing with pure energy and healing. There's a lot of healing that needs to go. We've been in a terrible spiritual war in this world. It has been terrible, that it has called many of us back into this lifetime, to help. But it is terrible, much more terrible than we realize. And so as we love our brother through so much, and our sisters and the animals through so much that has occurred, and we are grateful that we are able to assist in this planetary change. We offer a light to those who are in a duality, that live in two worlds, and people don't understand them. And we also offer them peace, and we tell them, stop fighting. Stop fighting when you've won the battle. We've already won. Remember, the battle is in your mind. Remember that it's a reality battle now. It's a reality battle. And there'll be people who live in a reality of pure hate, and they've chosen that path. It's not always the time for us to change over people. Sometimes people have chosen the path, and they need to choose the path so that we can stay on our course. There's no savior here. It's the oneness. We all have to come this way. We all have to do it. It's not like no one's going to do the work for you. Yes, consciousness is the battlefield. It's the fifth element. You're right. Consciousness is the battle. It's the battlefield. So every time you have to keep your consciousness at a level, and it's not easy. It's not easy, but there's enough of us out here that offer assistance. And here's another thing. Make sure that I'm going to say this in a way that it gives you light and it also pushes the person to. Make sure that when you are working with people that they actually do what they say they can do. And maybe you're being used to tell them, hey, you really need to study and do what you say you can do because it could really help people. Sometimes, yes, facts, yes. So sometimes you just have to tell people like, you really need to do what you say you can do. And so we use all levels of the light. It's just because someone's dimly lit doesn't mean they will always stay dimly lit. But if they're doing the work and they're in the right place, they at least have a conscious effort that they want to do the work of the light. They want to be a healer. They want to help in some way. And that's always a plus because that means that they have also made a conscious effort to do something good. To literally do something good. So you have to look at it in ways that you are also helping the structure of it and not attack some of those people. But if some of those people are not, like, you can tell they're not who they say they are. They don't want to be who they say they are. They just want to just kind of guide people, lead people. There's no air for them. You know what I mean? They're going to eventually run out of air because people are eventually going to want more from them and they won't be able to deliver it. So there are different people in different areas right now that are here, different frequencies that are here, and they're different teachings. The oneness is one of the biggest modern projects of the modern world. It really is, that we all come together on this planet again. And those who don't want to have this done, it's inevitable. These are what the ancients are saying. We came to lay down the structure for it. The battle's already won. The battle's already won. Right now we have to move on and we have to build. And what we mean by that is we have to build and heal. We have to build and we have to heal. We have to heal. And everyone's playing with it, but it's deep. It's deep. And I've been healing people for like 20 years, and I've healed them with 7 sacred trees that I work from. I work from 7 sacred oak trees. And I've been doing it for 15 years. And they're healers that come and we could heal. I teach them how to heal themselves from trees. And how did I learn that? They taught me. It's a story. It's a simple story. Where I am standing, where sometimes you'll see me in Dallas standing, and the Dallas people will tell you this is a true story. There are 7 sacred trees. And each tree heals, and each tree taught me. For 10 years, I've been standing there. For 10 years, I've been standing there. And I've been healing. And healers have come through, taken classes, and gone out. You'll be surprised what's anchored in the planet. You'll be surprised that healers have always been in places and have made it parts of the planet sacred. And it could be overrun for 100 years, and a person like me stumbles upon it and activates it. Yes. Tree of life. Yes. And so much that it's even deep. Yes, it's the tree of life. Or life as a tree. And we are trees. I'm a tree. I do the same thing. I do the same things that trees do. I just have legs. I move. But yeah, I'm going to transmute some of your energy. I'm going to heal you. I'm going to deliver fruit to you. My leaves will be your fruit. I'm going to cover and protect you. I'm a tree. That's what I do. And many people are related to trees. I'm related to trees by water. That's my oak trees, anything that's your tree lined, lake, river. That's my connection with the water through the tree as well. So I'm a crab. So there's part of me that crawls out of the water. I'm not a fish. A lot of people say water signs and they think that scorpions, we're not fish. We're crustaceans. And that's the reason why. There's a reason why, because we have to live in two worlds in order to make it work. And so we do. We live in two worlds. So, I teach chakra cleansing. I teach a lot of cleansing that needs to happen. A lot of auric cleansing. You can get it out of your body, but can you get it out of your auric field? That's why we must join forces and give the community a thorough cleansing. There are a lot of people who are detoxing their body, and they might be reading detoxing their mind, but they're not detoxing their field, their auric field, their vibration, their energy is still. It's got scabs and stuff on it. And if you are able to cleanse it, and I can teach you how to cleanse it. The fact that you get it cleansed as spiritual hygiene right now, because we are not in the planet, we're not in the age of our ancestors anymore. We're in a whole different age, and we're repressed because of so much of energy that's repressing our auric field. Our life force is being repressed, and so as we detox and get things off, we have to, if you live by the water and the beach, you don't have to do it a lot. So, because the natural water is going to do that. But if you live inland and if you live in the city, and there's a thing about urban shamanism that will be discussed further because I'm an urban shaman. So I work within the metropolis areas. And so I work with how do you cleanse your apartment when you're on the 15th floor and there's 150 units. No one's teaching them. We know how to do that. We know how to contain the energy so that the other people's energy doesn't get into your apartment. Because really, when you cleanse a dwelling, it's really what's under a roof. And that's the universal law of it. So you're under one roof with all of those people. Are you cleansing the building? And that's just universal law. So I teach my clients who live in apartments how to cleanse their apartment. I teach them a lot with composites. You have to figure out where the direction is of your front door. You have to see the flow of the energy and the energetic lines that are coming through the building. And if those energetic lines are headed to your apartment and it's dumping stuff into your apartment because most of the people are walking through this path with crazy on them and it's headed to your apartment, we'll have to block that. We'll have to redirect that and send it again. You must know certain ley lines and energetic lines of the building. And you can just look at it and it's not something that you have to really look. You just have to go outside and get a compass. And so there are certain things that you have to do to live in a place that's bombarding you with lower frequencies, like that, like connecting with the tree. Yes, Pueblo people don't allow electricity in their villages, and so let me even talk about that's a wonderful thing. I'm glad you brought that up. There are many times that you have to turn off flip the switch. We call it flip the switch in your circuit, and shut off all electricity in your dwelling. In your house. Many times you have to reset your auric field by that. A lot of the crystal children and the autistic children that I work with, I'm always telling their parents, cut everything off, turn it off. Let him and her sit with the candle. They're being bombarded with too much. They are hyper empathic. So they're being bombarded with too much electricity and too many signals. And so when I tell them to do that, they do that. And they say, hey, Lawrence, that was wonderful. Why didn't he's able to just sit? I said, yeah, because you light a candle just for the focus of it. That the child doesn't realize it's sitting in darkness. And they generally love this. It's an exercise. They grow out of it. You can't use it. They're real smart. You can't use it all the time. They learn because at certain age, they don't want to sit down. But what this does is that it teaches them, it allows you to reset. It allows them to reset. And yes, because they are focused on the light. Yes. Right. And there are so many different ways that you can take your time out to reset. People ask me, Lawrence, what type of retreats you do? And I said, well, my retreats are about healing. So my retreats are about energy healing. That means that I take you to places that have natural healing energy to it, and you do the work. I take you to Enchanted Rock, which is a solid dome rose quartz. I don't have to work that hard if you're walking up a 1,000,000-year rose dome made of rose quartz, rose granite. I don't have to do that much work. Your systems get charged. You get a reset, a reboot. Now, what I do is teach you the homework that needs to go with it, like breathing and releasing. You'll be surprised how much we hold on to just automatically. And you'll be surprised that we don't even breathe well. A lot of times we're holding our breath in certain things. So by just relaxing in nature, and I don't mean by relaxing and just sitting. No, I put you on trees. I have you doing certain gridding, using the natural earth's energy, taking the energy off of your root chakra, which we put a lot of energy on our root chakra and we don't give it any release. So taking that off by using a tree. And it seems to be working. I love it. I love it. My job requires me to be around 300 people a day. Yeah, 300 people a day. Well, you would need a crystal for that one. Yes, there you go. Rocks have no eyes, yet they see, no ears, they hear, and no mouths, yet they speak. Yes, yes, yes. True. Very true. Will always. If we can get people to understand that, 1/4 of our work will be done. And we're headed that way, trust. We are definitely headed that way. I'm putting on some people just to jump on to see if there's some questions out there that might want to be answered. But I enjoy these. I enjoy these exchanges here. I enjoy them. They really help me. They really do. I'm shy. Okay. Well, that's okay. That's okay. There'll be a time. You're here for a reason. There'll be a time. Whenever you're ready, there'll be a time, and you'll jump on, and we'll get that taken care of. Thank you, Dorothy. This has been really beautiful. I really liked the exchange, and so I want to take a break, and I'm going to leave, and I'm going to return. I'll be returning every evening. Yeah, I'll be returning every evening. Until I get to people that need to know that I'm here, I will do this. It is something that I've committed to doing on TikTok. Until I get my people, then I will leave. And when I leave, you'll come along and we'll get to working, because I'm infrastructure. So I'm about working. All right. Love and peace to you all. Always.